I arrived in Gainesville and met a couple hikers getting off the train while waiting for my lift. I think that's Gumbo, but I don't think I've seen him again yet. Everyone in Georgia has been so nice. Hans, the Lyft driver, was so cool. He had so many cool stories. He's traveled all over the country as a registered dietitian. He's been tracking his genealogy for decades. He's been all around the world doing that, and he's logged something like 48,000 relatives in his project. He used to make crazy good fancy pottery and choreographed aerobics with Richard Simmons. He was just so interesting. And Hans brought me to the Amicalola Visitor Center where I toured the new facility. The visitor center is cool. It has some animal demonstrations and some boards where you can push a button and hear what different animals sound like. So I'm going through pushing the buttons and listening to the animal sounds, and I push the turkey vulture button and hear this. And it's a bear sound. The kid behind me was pushing the button for the bear. He then sat for a brief AT educational session and got my bag tag. I'm Nobo. Nobo is northbound. I'm Nobo registered number 1523. I took my picture at the arch, then headed 1 mile up to the Amicalola Lodge. Part of the stairs to the falls were closed, but 425 of them were still open. My family was here a couple years ago and did the bottom portion of the approach trail, so we've done the bottom portion before. And so I climbed the 425 stairs and made it to the top of the falls and to the lodge. I was early, so had some coffee and lunch, and and then oohed and awed at the two-story map of the Appalachian Trail. And then I sat for a really cool birds of prey demonstration. And I learned a lot of these birds can't be returned to the wild because they are blind in one eye and would never be able to catch their own prey.
Journey for the journey she'll never take. Broadwings are only here half the year. They come back. They're coming back now in the spring. They'll be here through the summer, and then in the fall they'll go back to South America.
I also learned about animalhelpnow.org, ahnow.org, and it's a website and an app where if you find an injured animal, you can enter in the address of where you're at, and it will list out rescues that can help. I got to my room, and by now I had hardly slept in 2 days and been crying for a good portion of that after the death of my dog. But I was so tired, I stripped naked to shower and then went to the window to shut the blinds and then learned that my room is, in fact, right next to the balcony where anyone can see in. I don't think anyone was there, thank goodness, but later I went to check and yep, you can see right in my room from the balcony. Oops. I zonked out and slept for about 10 hours and then the next day started my hike up the approach trail.